are going to be a Christian like you say you are, you can expect to catch hell every now and then. He implies to us being a Christian is not an easy thing. You see, some of us join the church for notoriety. Some of us join the church for position. Some of us join the church just to look important because we saw somebody else and they looked important. But what we must understand is if you're going to be a Christian, you're going to have to deal with some stuff. You see, I wanted to be a member of the fraternity. And in order to be a member of the fraternity, I had to be willing to go through some things. And we as Christians must understand that if we are going to be followers of Jesus Christ, if we are going to be his disciples, we can look to go through something every now and then. Every day is not going to be sunny. And what Jesus is saying here is, before you commit to me, you need to understand what you are committing to. See, so many times we join the church and we come in with all of the pomp and circumstance. And we think that that's all it is. But you see somebody shouting, you think, oh, they just shout, but you don't understand what they're shouting for. You don't understand what it is that they're going through. You don't understand what it is that God has brought them through. And what you need to understand is when you give your hand to the preacher and your life to Christ, you can expect some adversity to come because the devil is going to see if you are what you say you are. Yeah. It's easy to start. As I said, there was 5 of us when we started out. And one of those brothers that started out with us, he was the most gung-ho. Oh, you can't do this. He had read everything, talked to everybody. And what messed him up, he had too many folks in his head. He thought he knew too much. And a lot of times we as Christians, we start out and we're so gung-ho. We come to church on Sunday morning, we get all dressed up. But I stop by to tell you, being a Christian is more than the clothes. It's more than the church house. It is a lifestyle. Jesus was saying you need to understand what you are getting yourself into. You need to understand that your commitment will be challenged. You see, when you decide to stand for Christ, you open yourself up for a test. The devil and his foot soldiers are going to test you to see if you are what you say you are. Have you ever said that, well, I'm not going to do that anymore? I'm not going to live like that anymore. And then a few days later, somebody knocks on your door from that old lifestyle. And they put you in a position where you are challenged based on what you said you're going to do. That's how it is as a Christian. When you say, Lord, I'm going to live for you, the devil gets busy. You see, as long as you are out there doing your own thing, the devil has no reason to mess with you. As long as you are out there bumping and grinding, the devil has nothing to do with you because he's already got you. But as soon as you say, Lord, I'm going to live for you. Jesus says this thing is not as easy as it appears to be. This is not something to take lightly. You see, my beloved brothers and sisters, you see, commitment to God brings about some things. And in the scripture, Jesus tells them, he says, if you're going to follow me, you're going to have to let some folks go. Well, he's not telling you not to love your mother, but he's telling you that nothing should come in between you and him. He's not telling you not to love your father, but he's saying you shouldn't have anybody in higher regard than him. Because if you're going to follow him, you need to be focused on him. And he says you need to understand that the ones around you, their language might not be godly language. Their language might not be in favor of what I'm telling you. So you've got to decide to follow me or them.